still here? Can you see me and hear me okay? I don't have a microphone up, so please let me know if you can hear me okay. And I will turn this fan off because it does make a little bit of noise. All right. And it's Saturday. Yes, it is. Welcome Saturday. Oh, you can see my lights blinking in the background. I love it. They're blinking a little bit wild. Let me slow them down a bit. Oh, they're hanging on the wall behind my bed. There we go. Slow them down just a little. Like I was going to have the disco up in here. Okay. Hello, beautiful. Welcome back. Been a while. We have missed you so much. Hey, Kurt. What's up, sweetie? Sorry I haven't answered your text message. I just woke up. My neighbor woke me up pounding on the back door because last week there was some kittens living under his barn and my kids wanted to get the kittens. So he figured out a way to get out. There's 4 kittens. He got them and put them in a kennel and came to tell me he had them in the kennel. They could come get them. Now they don't want them. So I have 4 freaking kittens outside I got to figure out what to do with. I called the pet shop and the pet shop said, we can't take them unless they're calm. You know, they have to be tamed. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I think my daughter Emma is going to come and get them. I have so much to tell you guys about. So just bear with me. Last week I took a class for work. So I was working and getting paid to take the class. And the Thursday prior to that, they sent out an email and they said, today is the last day to register. And I didn't see the email till Friday. So Friday I registered knowing that it was like past the deadline. And I reached out to the lady who keeps up with that kind of stuff. And I said, do you think I'm going to make it in? And she said, we'll have to wait and see if they have you on the list. So I waited, and later on that afternoon, she emailed me back. And she said, you're already registered. You had already registered like 2 months ago. And I said, really? And then I looked back through my emails and I couldn't find any email of me registering. So I don't know how I got registered for this class, but I'm glad that I did because it was probably one of the most profound weeks of my life in a long, long time. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you've seen some of the things that we did in class. The class was for a peer support specialist. And what that is, that's somebody who has a mental illness or a drug and alcohol problem or both, and they've overcome that, or they've been through some kind of significant trauma in their family with family members who struggle with those things, and they have overcome the codependency side of it. And then you go through this class and they teach you the interpersonal skills and the various techniques that you need to use in order to use that skill as a career. And so a peer support specialist is a career, and it's a very high paying career. It starts out at around $18 to $25 an hour, depending on where you work, what part of the state you're working in, and what company you work for. But most of those positions come with full benefits, and they're a lot of times salaried positions. The requirements are you have to have been in recovery for a year. You have to have people who will verify that for you. And you have to take this class, and then you have to turn in letters of recommendation from the 2 people who will verify your recovery. And I think you pay like $10 or $20, and they send you a certificate card to keep your wallet. and then you can get jobs working as a peer support. You also have to be able to drive and have a driver's license. There are occasionally positions where you can work from a building and you don't have to drive, but for most of them, driving is a qualification. Okay. So just in case any of you are interested in that. But in this particular class, it's much different than I've taken this class 3 times because a lot of jobs require it. And this particular class, they threw the political correctness out the window. And instead of it being a class of peers, it was a class of professional peers. In other words, we've been educated for the most part beyond what it takes to actually be a peer. And so she was teaching us as professionals how to supervise peers more or less than actually be peers. Because most of us, for the most part, that's why we went into mental health, because we were already peers. So anyway, one of the things that she introduced to what's called Journey into the Unknown Obsidian Firewalking. And there's going to be a firewalk in Morehead City on June 28th next month. So if that's something that you're interested in trying, let me know and I'll give you more information about that. I'm going to participate. They heat the coals up and you walk across them. It's about 5 to 6 feet. You walk across barefoot, and most of the time, no one ever gets burned. Your feet will, it's almost like, have you ever gone to the beach and got out of the car and had to walk from the car to the beach and the sand was hot as hell? That's basically what it feels like. And they chant and they get the energy as high and as positive as possible before you actually do the walk. And we did it with glass. We did a glass walk in our class. There was a row of glass on the floor, and we had to walk through the glass to the other side. And I did it. And I didn't get cut. None of the people that did it got cut. Everybody made it to the other side without being harmed. And I have a piece of glass. They let us keep a piece of the glass. It's real glass that we were stepping on. These are pieces of glass. It was beer and wine bottles, conveniently, because it's a peer support class. And what it is a representation of is leaving your old shit behind and walking into the new. And we also had a board, and we had to write on the board things that had been holding us back in life or that could potentially hold us back in life. And then on the other side, we had to write a plan of how we were going to deal with those things if they would arise in our life. And then we took the board and the board was probably about that thick. We put it between 2 cinder blocks and broke it with the palm of our hand. And then what was the other thing we did? We did the walking. Oh, we had an arrow, and we put the arrow in the part of your neck where they would put like a tracheotomy if you had to get a trach. We put the arrow right there, the point of the arrow in the trach of our neck, and put the other end on a board that someone was holding. And we used deep breathing and meditation. And on that third breath, when we breathed out, we gave it all we had, and the arrow snapped. And so I was able to also do that. So I did a lot of really interesting things. And they are the Obsidian Firewalkers. If you're interested in more about that, let me know, and I will give you more information. They do it all over the world, not just North Carolina. They do that. They have rituals all over the world where they do these things. They go to different countries. And then she just gave me some rocks that were they had rocks decorating the floor. And she gave me a piece of obsidian. This is obsidian, this ball that I have. and it cleanses your psychic energy. I don't know if you're aware. It's also very protective. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of give you a little rundown of why I slept so late today, because this has been one of the best weeks that I've had in a long time. But as you can imagine, it brought up a lot of emotional stuff for me that I had to process. And so I was exhausted. And each one of us made each other cards like of affirmation, and I haven't read them yet, so I was going to read them. This one is from a girl named Suzanne, and she said, Cosmo, honey, we hear you. We hear you. She says, believe you can, and you're halfway there. This one is from Adrian, a guy in my class. Rockets are made to fly, soar in the sky, and discover new things. You are a rocket. And then somebody gave me the word trust, to trust. And then Kayla, she was so precious. Nothing can bring you peace but yourself. And then this one says, Christie, happy. I pray you have a happy, fulfilling sex life. And then we have self-worth. Oh, this one's so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. This is from my teacher. She said, Christie, aka the teller of truths. I am super happy to have met you. I see these power words for you. Aware, realize, open, receptive, imagine. Insight allows your mind to become open to all possibilities. Take extra special care of you because there is only one of you, Patty. And look, she didn't know anything about my dragonflies, but look what she put on my note, a dragonfly. She has no idea that I have. She knows I have a YouTube channel, but she doesn't know the name of it. Isn't that something? Wow. Wow, that's so special. And then this one says, you are an overcomer. And that's the word that I used. When I broke the arrow, my word was abundance. When I broke the board, my word was overcomer. And when I walked over the glass, I said, this is representative of me walking through life and trusting God every step of the way to take care of me. Because essentially that's what it feels like sometimes, right? Okay, well, thank you for letting me share that. She also gave us some little cards that have motivational sayings in them, and so I just held on to them in case Spirit ever gave me the inkling to use one during a reading. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started because this is going to be an intense reading, and I hope you'll stick it out with me. I've been told to start with the letters to get somebody wants to put a message out. But the first thing I want to do is I want to give you the music that came through. The first song was a song I've never heard. It was playing when I opened the music player, so I know it was meant to be part of the reading. And I almost overlooked it because I thought, oh, I don't know, maybe that just was one. But nothing happens by accident, and I have to remember that. All right, so the first song is Through the Ghost by Shinedown. And it goes like this. These are very, very interesting songs. I will say that. I'm going to see if I can cut the Wi-Fi off on this phone so that it'll help that phone not to be so blurry. Excuse me. Speak of the devil. Look who just walked into the room. The guilted, invaded notion of someone I once knew. All the perfect moments are wrong. All the precious pieces are gone. Everything that mattered is just a city of dust, covering both of us. Did you hide yourself away? I can't see you anymore. Did you eclipse another day? I used to wake up to the color of your soul. Did you hide yourself away? Are you leaving through the ghost? Did you finally find a place above the shadows so the world will never know? The world will never know you like I do. So many silent sorrows you never hear from again. And now that you lost tomorrow, is yesterday still a friend? All the bridges we built were burned. Not a single lesson was learned. Everything that mattered is just a city of dust covering both of us. Did you hide yourself away? I can't see you anymore. Did you eclipse another day? I used to wake up to the color of your soul. Did you hide yourself away? Are you leaving through the ghost? Did you finally find a place above the shadows so the world will never know? The world will never know you like I do. Like I still do. Did you hide yourself away? I can't see you anymore. Did you eclipse another day? I used to wake up to the color of your soul, your soul. Did you hide yourself away? Are you leaving through the ghost? Did you finally find a place above the shadows so the world will never know? The world will never know. This sounds like to me somebody who's died. And they knew whoever this is. You may have known this person who died, and you knew they had a troubled soul. And you knew them like nobody else knew them. They could have had a lot of people fooled into thinking they were someone they were not, is what I'm getting from the song, but I don't know. And then the next song that I got was Linkin Park. Hang on. I thought I had it pulled up. What I've Done by Linkin Park. Speak of the devil, look who just walked into the room. The guilted... Wait, that was the last song. In this farewell, there's no blood, there's no alibi, 'cause I've drawn regret from the truth of 1,000 lies. So let mercy come and wash away what I've done. I'll face myself. To cross out what I've become, erase myself, and let go of what I've done. Put to rest what you thought of me while I clean this slate with the hands of uncertainty. So let mercy come and wash away what I've done. I'll face myself to cross out what I've become, erase myself, and let go of what I've done. For what I've done, I start again, and whatever pain may come, today this ends. I'm forgiving what I've done. I'll face myself to cross out what I've become, erase myself, and let go of what I've done. And then it's na 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 na. What I've done, forgiving what I've done. Na 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 na. So again, it's almost like you're saying goodbye to somebody. There's no blood, there's no alibi. 'Cause I've drawn regret from the truth of 1,000 lies. It's almost like they died of natural causes, or you know, take it however it resonates, but it almost sounds like somebody that should have been killed at the hands of somebody else, but they didn't. They died of natural causes. This is going to be a bizarre reading, I can tell you that right now. The music is giving me a very bizarre vibe, but that is the music that Spirit gave me, and I'm not going to sugarcoat anything for anyone. Alright, what letters would you give us, Spirit, from this letter container? What would you like to say? Somebody has something they want to say. What would you like to say? Okay, there was an O that fell out. There's a U. There's another O. There's a G. There's a W. There's a T. No, that's an F. C. A. This could be a B or a D. So we either have two B's or two D's, or a B and a D. We have two M's. Somebody's name could be Doug. My daddy's name is Doug. I also have a J. And I have an H. and I have a T. So we have somehow fact, JD. We could have somebody's job. Something could have happened on somebody's job. Somebody's name could be Doug. Or this could be Dough. D-O-U-G-H. Dough. We have fact. We have coma. Somebody could have been in a coma. So that's what I'm getting so far. We also have mom. Someone's mom could be. We also have mama. We also have wood. W-O-O-D, wood. We also have food. I don't know what's being said here. We also have, this is a little different, toad. T-O-A-D. Somehow a toad could be significant. We also have T-O-M-B, tomb. Someone could be buried in a tomb. So we have D as in dog, G, or this could be a B as in boy. It could be a B or D, a G, a C, an M, an H, a U, a J, an A, a W, F, T. So we have fat. Someone could have thought they were fat. We could have another M. We have another B or D, and we have two O's. We could also say we have hoot, like an owl, hoots, H-O-O-T, hoot. C-O-U. We could have, someone could have had gout in their fingers or toes. Okay, so I'm going to let that be what it is. Take what you can from that and leave the rest for somebody else. It won't be for everyone, but there could have been something in there for everyone, okay? So let me put these away so they're not in my field here. And for some reason, I got these cards out. I bought these cards a few years back, and I've never used them. The Guardian of the Night. And I don't know why I'm feeling led to use these. From the creator of the Crow, which I also have. No, I don't have the Crow. This richly illustrated 78-card tarot deck and guidebook are reminders that there is always light to be found, even on the darkest of nights. Discover a vast menagerie of animal energy to guide you on your journey through the toughest times and discover wisdom and insights in those moments. This tarot deck is not a tool to banish the darkness, but an invitation to dream the divine dreams that emerge from the night and to find beauty wherever you are on your path. The wise creatures of this deck walk beside you and offer their individual gifts of wisdom and inspiration to your readings. as the shining moon and flickering fireflies illuminate your path through the forest. So maybe you have come through a dark time and you're coming through there, and Spirit wants to illuminate your path out of the dark time. Could have been through something really tough lately. I know we had one of our readings indicated, I think it was the full moon in Libra. Was it Libra? That we had not long ago. It said that our outcome was going to be grief. And I know Cheryl has personally had 2 people in her immediate family pass away. I had a good friend pass away. And I don't know how many other people have lost loved ones. In the last reading that I did, it suggested that somebody might lose an animal, and then I found out the next day that my daughter's best friend had to have her dog put to sleep. And that's what it was indicating. So these readings are not a joke. They're not to be taken lightly. I know we have to say that in the description box, that it's for entertainment purposes only, but you make up your own mind whether or not you're being entertained, okay? All right. Spirit, can you please take over, lead, guide, and direct? Give me let me have ears to hear, a mind to think and to process. Use my intuition. Give me the downloads that I need to do a successful reading for whoever this is for. Help me to get the message that's being conveyed through me accurately and without adding anything of my own. Just let it be all you. Move me completely out of the way, Spirit, and take over and do your magic. Because without you, I am nothing, and I know that. The only thing that I do is obey you, and anything good that happens here is because of you, and I know that. All right, so how do you want to begin, Spirit? We're going to start out with the virtues and see what comes through. What virtues are you discussing here? Okay, that was very quick and simple and to the point. Spirit says this is about respect. Somehow there's a need for respect. Be devoted to one another in brotherly love. Honor one another above yourselves. Romans 12:10. Honoring people and things that God created. Having honor for the people and the things that God's created. That's respect. Okay? Also, Spirit's working on having joy. Spirit wants us to have joy. Choosing to praise God in all things. In other words, even during heartache, it says here, a happy heart makes the face cheerful, but a heartache crushes the spirit. Proverbs 15:13. But we choose joy even in those times when our spirits are crushed, because joy comes from Spirit. Okay, come on. Come on. It's okay. Come on, baby. Come on. Cosmo. Say hey, everybody. Say hey, everybody. How are you? I had to come and see my mommy. I heard my mommy in here, and I haven't seen her very much this week. Spirit wants us to have joy, Cosmo. What do you think? Do you think we can do that? You okay, baby? You are sensing something in this room. Yes, you are. You're looking at it. Give me a kiss. All right, get on my shoulder. Thank you, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, Otto. Everybody loves you too, sweetheart. You're the top dog. Yes, you are. And then we would also be needing a little patience to go with this. So you're having to have respect, joy, and patience. Humility just happens to be on this top card. And humility is always a good thing to have. We should always strive to have that. Okay. All right, Spirit. How do we proceed? Because the music would indicate that there's a message for somebody. And we did get Let's get rocks. Let's get rocks. I feel that Spirit is taking this collective to the next level. I feel that we are about to go through. We've been talking about the transformation that we had due to this last Scorpio full moon that we had. And I feel like all of us are being elevated to the next level in our spiritual lives. So if you're going through some changes, just don't be surprised. It's for your good. Why is joy here, Spirit? Why have you got joy on this table? Because of having to accept, trust, and love. Beautiful. You have accept, trust, and love. That's where your joy comes in. All right, where does respect come in, Spirit? Respect comes in from your courage, your health, your freedom, and your joy. Now, your respect is tied to your joy. And it is also about having courage when it comes to your health. Maybe your mental health. Or it could be physical health, but it could also just be your healing. Like whatever healing it is that you need, there has to be respect when it comes to health. Somebody has to have respect with health. Maybe someone doesn't respect your health, but you also are going to have freedom, courage, health, freedom, and joy. All right. Maybe somebody has lost their patience with you being sick all the time. You know, that can be daunting on a relationship. All right. Especially if they think you're faking. What about patience? Why is patience here? Why am I getting so many rocks? And people will accuse you of faking because listen, sometimes you can have illnesses that you can't see with the naked eye. You know, your health is here again, collective. This is about having patience with your health, okay? And knowing that you're blessed, being blessed, having to accept. Again, accept. You're having to accept that there's something wrong with somebody's health. And you're also having to have faith. So there's something going on with someone's health here, whether it be mental, physical, or psychological. I don't know. I don't know what it has to do with. But somehow your health is a factor. Your joy is about accepting that you're having love and trust. Someone says, I love you and I trust, and I'm accepting this. You're going to have courage when it comes to your health, and you're going to have joy and freedom. And you're going to have your health is part of the patience. Be patient with your health. You're going to be blessed, and you're going to have to accept this and have faith. Somehow I feel like someone has found out that they have some kind of illness, and they're having to accept what's wrong. Whatever that might be, only you know your situation. But it's hard, isn't it, if we find out we have health problems? It could be depression. You could be struggling with mental health. I'm not going to take that off the table because I still feel that for some of you, it is your mental health. All right, let's see if we can find out what is going on here. All right, Cosmo, honey, you got to get off of my hand so I can draw cards. You know I'm drawing cards right now. Look. This bird is so in love with me. Baby, Mommy loves you. Listen, I need to do a reading for the collective, okay? Can you let me take you back in there so we can do a reading now? I love you too, sweetheart, and I've missed you so much. Mommy has missed you so much this week. They have a baby Kaik at the pet shop, and I want him so bad, but I'm not paying $2,700 for a bird, or $2,500 either. I got this one for free. Yes, I did, because he was meant to be mine. Yes, he was meant to be mine, and I love him. Mwah, 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 mwah. Yes, I do love him. But you got to let me do a reading. You got to let Mommy do a reading. I love you, sweetie. I do. I love you. See how he, I don't know, he has like dandruff that comes off of him. All right, you can get over here on the bed with Otto if you want. You want to get on the bed with Otto? He's like, hell no, Otto scares me. All right, you can come in here and get on your case now. I'll give you a chip. Would you like a chip? Would you like a chip? Eat it. Don't drop it. Eat it. Eat it. Good boy. I'll be finished with my reading in a minute, okay? One thing he loves is a tortilla chip, so I gave him a tortilla chip. All right, back to the reading. I had to eat a bite of it. That bird loves me to death, and I love him. He is my tribe. Like, he was meant to be with me. So what we have here is spirits working on you having joy in spite of whatever's happening in your life. And having respect. It has to do with someone's health, freedom, courage, and joy. And be patient with whoever this is that's having these health problems, and accept that they're going to be blessed, and that you have to have faith. Faith. You gotta have faith. All right, let's see how this happened. It could be something going on at home. Someone could have lost their patience with you because of your illness, or you could have lost your patience with them because of their illness. I feel that for some of us, this is mental illness. How did this happen, Holy Spirit? May I see, please? Show me how this happened. You could have a special needs child. Show me how this happened. That you could have a special need. You could be special needs. You could be on the autism spectrum. You were not able to deal with your drama, okay? So there was some drama going on and you needed to deal with it, but you just couldn't. And see, that makes me feel like you could be a little fragile because you're not able to deal with drama. It could have just been expressive. That's not even a word. Excessive drama. Excessive stress is what I was trying to say. This was something serious. You had to deal with some kind of drama. All right, well, what's being hidden? Whoops, 2 fell out. Watch what you say, and it's not that serious. Everything's coming out in reverse. If this comes out in reverse and that comes out in reverse, I'm going to turn it around and know that you're in your head. All right, show me what's being shown. Oh, my goodness. I'm not taking that. What's being shown? There we go. That you can't say thank you enough. And check yourself. You're playing with fire. What's going to happen next? Everything's coming out in reverse. Everything. Everything. Sit back and relax. Love can hurt like hell, and fill in the blank. The only thing that has not come out in reverse is love hurting like hell. And they're still waiting, and you're irritated. You're irritated. And your family shit's getting on your nerves. Alright, so let's turn these around and see what we can get here. This happened because you were having to deal with drama. You were having to handle exes, old hurts, and unresolved shit. Okay? Secretly, you felt like it's not that serious, so you had to watch what you said. Or maybe somebody else felt like whatever you thought was drama was not that serious, so you were being careful what you said secretly. Secretly, somebody felt like this was not that serious, so they were watching what they said. And it came out in reverse, so you felt like it was very serious and you were mouthing off. I don't know. And then over here, what was being shown is check yourself. You can't say thank you enough. But it came out in reverse too, which would indicate somebody was not checking themselves and they were not, they were ungrateful. So what's going to happen next is you're going to sit back and relax because oral love is in your future. Because love hurts like hell. Fill in the blank, you're irritated. So in this instance, because it is in reverse and I haven't turned these around, you can't relax. You're hurt because of something that happened that pissed you off. Or something that didn't happen and you're not pissed off. I'm not sure which. Because everything seems to be in reverse except love can hurt like hell. So if I turn it around, what it's saying is you're irritated because of something that happened and you're not hurt. You're just going to sit back and relax. So however you want to take it, because I'm not sure. A lot of reversals here. All right. Without using this as a breakup, this could be any kind of breakup. This could be just whatever caused this drama. Let's find out what caused the drama. What caused the drama intuitively, Spirit? Everything's coming out in reverse. Somebody felt unfazed and helpless. Somebody felt helpless and like somebody just did not give a shit. Alright. What was being hidden or what is? That you're going to trust your intuition. You've lost hope. You feel like you're the only one who's not pretending like there's no hope here. So, I get the feeling that you know there's no hope. You're trusting your intuition and you know there is no hope. But you're the only one who's not pretending. Everybody else pretends like there's hope. Remember, it's not that serious. Be careful what you say. You can't say anything to these people because everybody is walking around in denial and like there's hope for a situation that is hopeless. And you feel helpless and like nobody gives a shit. All right, what's being shown? That somebody is self-pleasing. In this situation, I think it means they're self-centered. All right, and what's going to happen next? You're going to be angry. You remember irritated. You're going to be pissed off. Somebody's going to be hard to read. And they're going to be stalking. Why are they stalking? Because of somebody forever changing their life without even trying, but not wanting to reconcile with them. Why don't they want to reconcile with you? Maybe because you did forever change. Because of healing from all that drama. Because you want to get over your drama. If you reconcile with this person, if you make amends with this person, you're never going to get over it. You're never going to heal. And why would you think that you would not be able to heal from it? Because it's a dying love and somebody needs to say they're sorry, but they're taking their time about it. Why are they taking it slow? Somebody could actually be dying because I love you. So somebody could be dying. They could have found out they have a terminal illness. And they're sorry, They want to die slowly because they love you. I don't want to die. I love you. That's what I'm getting here. Yeah. You feel helpless and like there's nothing you can do for this person. And you're the only one who's not pretending that there's no hope. Somebody's found out that there's somebody that's terminally ill. Somebody's found out that they have cancer or something. And I think that it has already metastasized to the point where treatments would only make things worse. That's the feel I have here. And this person you love so much is dying, and you are sorry. Don't go so quickly. Slow down. Oh my God, that's why you're wanting to have patience. But you know that the person is going to suffer more the longer they have to wait. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Why are they being self-centered? Because you want this person to live. And there's no, yeah, because you want this person to live and this is your family. You have a desire to win this, to beat this. We can beat this. Our family can beat this. But see, that's what's being shown. But secretly, you already know in your intuition that there's no hope. You've already decided because your intuition is very sharp. And you're the only one who's not pretending like there's hope. Your family is being selfish and wanting this person to do whatever they have to do to survive. And this person is like, I'm sorry about taking it slow. I love you. But I can't heal. It'll just cause more drama. This forever has changed your life without even trying. And you're pissed. You're in that stage of anger because something devastating has happened here. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. I am so sorry. Damn it. So, there's not a whole lot I can say to you that you haven't already had said. We have to understand, I think at this point, what Spirit wants in this situation more than anything else. More than what we want, because what we want is for our loved one to be well again. But we secretly know that there's no hope. There's no hope. It's almost like, you know, this person's on life support and you know there's no hope. And you're taking your time pulling the plug because you have this glimmer, this 1%, like 99.9% of the time, there's no brain activity and there's no chance of anybody surviving. But there's always that fraction that does because of a miracle. And so it's like almost like you're holding on, not you, but it sounds like your family is holding on and believing and having faith that if we'll just be patient, this person will be healed. But you're going to have to accept and have faith and then know that whatever happens, this is a blessing. It doesn't feel like it right now, but it is. And you have to have respect for this person's wishes when it comes to their health, being courageous and wanting to have their freedom. And that's what would bring them happiness. And knowing this, you have to respect their wishes. And Spirit is trying to help you to accept that there's love and you can trust. That you will have joy again. You will find joy again. Somebody has either found out they have a terminal illness, or somebody's been hurt and they're on life support, but something's going on here. And I see that you're having a tough time with your family, having acceptance and respecting the wishes of the person who is ill. That's what it's saying. That's what it's saying to me. All right, Spirit, talk to me about this. I'm hearing the word dragon. Somehow dragon slayer. There's something about a dragon. All right, Spirit, show me how you're working here. The moon. The moon is a card of being in your feelings, being in the dark, not being able to see all the things because you're in the moon energy. You're outside at night in the dark, walking around with no flashlight, and there's only a sliver of moonlight, and it's pitch black, and all you can see are a few shadows from the stars. Okay. And that's where you're at. You're in this place of, I'm in the dark. I don't know if what I'm seeing is truly what I'm seeing, or if it's, playing tricks on my mind, and I just think that I'm seeing them. It's like you're in your feelings. Spirit has you in your feelings. The moon can also be a very good comforting card, a very homey. Cancerian energy is very comforting, very homey, very family-oriented, love of family. But in this particular situation, I don't feel like it's that comfort zone feel. I feel like it's a darkness that you're walking through. Like I said at the beginning, you're coming out of that darkness, and Spirit is illuminating the path out. And that's why we're going to use that deck. All right, Spirit. Show me the energy to overcome. The High Priestess just came out in reverse. So the energy to overcome is not using your intuition. Your intuition is somehow blocked, or you may not know how to use it. Well, let's go pull it together. The Empress is here with Justice in reverse. So the very mature, creative mother, grandmother, doesn't have to be older. It could just be a mature woman. This is a woman who is the matriarch of the family. She's the backbone of the family, typically. She is able to run an empire. She is the highest court card in the deck. And she is what's going to pull it together because of something that happened that was not right. Something was unjust. She's upright, so she didn't do whatever it was. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the Devil, which is a Capricorn. So we have the Devil, Capricorn. We have Justice, which is Libra. Capricorn again, Virgo and Taurus for the Empress vibe. We have Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and we also have a Cancer over here. Pisces is typically the High Priestess, but it could be any of the water signs in my school of thought. We have Cancer already, so it's probably Pisces or Scorpio, but we're going to pull cards on that and see if we can find out more about it. There is a lot going on here. I'm going to pull these just to see if there's anything we can get from them. Why is the moon here? These are just attributes, okay? Why is the moon here for this situation, Spirit? What is going on? Show me why the moon is here. Because of sex only and it being too soon. I wasn't expecting that. This could be a pregnancy. Somehow, you remember self-pleasing? That could have been somebody masturbating. I didn't think about it like that. Why are you saying that it's too soon for sex only? Because somebody doesn't want to be afraid of being alone. Alright, why is the High Priestess here? Because somebody has no boundaries and they're insecure. And why is the Empress here? Because of being a lone wolf. This is easy and I'm vulnerable. And why is injustice here? Because somebody's rushing, getting hurt, and it's changing this person. Somebody was in a hurry and they got hurt and this changed them. Okay. So, somebody was in a hurry and got hurt and this caused change in them. Somebody could be have been in an accident that caused them to get hurt. And now they have insecurities because of not having any boundaries. How are you not using your intuition there? Somebody's addiction. Okay. So whatever happened here caused somebody, they got hurt or they were sick. And they started taking medication, probably pills, and ended up with an addiction. And you're with somebody that you had sex with too soon because you didn't want to be alone. That's why you're in this darkness. It was sex only. It was too soon. And you just didn't want to be alone. And now you're realizing or not realizing that you're not going to have security because somebody has an addiction. And it's because they were in a hurry and they got hurt and that changed them. And now you feel alone and like it's easy for you to be vulnerable. And Spirit says, I'm not confused. So whatever I'm saying is making sense to somebody. Okay? I'm going to leave it alone. And I'm going to pull Tarot, I think. No, I'm not. Why can't I leave this alone? Why is the moon here? Because you're crying or somebody is upset and sad because they don't want to be hooked. Somebody doesn't want to be on these drugs. They're hooked. Or they could be hooked on sex. The addiction could be to sex. That can be your illness, is you have an addiction. Why is your High Priestess in reverse? Because somebody's making silent moves, they're holding a grudge, and they're not going to kiss ass because they, okay. Somebody wants to have a sex fix, and they're like, I'm not kissing your ass and giving you a sex fix. How are you making silent moves? because of overthinking, stressed, and analyzing things. You're overanalyzing. You're trying to figure out how you can not have to have sex with this person. Damn. This just took a turn I didn't see coming. And why is the Empress here? Because she's a queen rising. She's stepping into her power and coming up into the spotlight. And why is the Injustice here? Because she's too busy winning. This woman right here ain't no joke. Somebody was trying to rush and fix somebody, and it changed them because they got hurt. They were rushing, and they got hurt, and that changed them forever. And this woman up here is too busy winning. And she's going to be by herself because this is easy. It's easier to be by myself than to be vulnerable. I'm too busy winning. And why is the Devil on the bottom of the deck? Because you're reflecting on this. Big time reflecting on this. And you have no facts right now. But you're reflecting on it. You're trying to figure it out. And I think you will. I think you will. I forgot to ask why the Devil was on the bottom of the deck with this deck. Why is the Devil on the bottom of the deck? Because of somebody being needy. Needing them drugs. And look, making a lot of excuses. I think what you have found yourself in here is somebody has an addiction. Somebody you love has an addiction, and it's slowly killing them, and you know that. And everybody else in your family is in denial. And they want to pretend like everything is okay. This family we can beat this. We're stronger than this. And you're watching this, and you're over here like, I'm going to just sit this one out. I'm too busy winning, and it's too easy for me to get tied up in it and knowing there's no hope. Because something is telling you there is no hope. And somebody wants sex only, and it's too soon for that. And it's because they're afraid of ending up alone, being this lone wolf. But somebody's crying because they're like, you don't want to be with me because I have a drug addiction, or I have some kind of addiction that I'm hooked on. It could be the sex. I don't know. That took a really crazy turn, did it not? All right, so that's what I think. I think it could be either or. I also will say this. Okay, that's right, Spirit. Thank you for your reminding me. When there's a loved one who's in the hospice, when they have hospice coming in, and they have cancer, and they're dying, there sometimes is a family member who steals their medication. And that could be what we're dealing with here. We know for a fact we're dealing with somebody's health. And we need to have respect for this person. Somebody could be stealing somebody's narcotics because they're not well. There could be somebody here who has terminal cancer, and someone is stealing their medication. And it happens all the time. So I don't know which, but we're going to pull the roll on it and see what comes out. I think we've seen enough of that. Okay. We're going to use the new deck. I've never used it before. I've never felt connected to it, but somehow I feel that it will connect somehow. I don't know. Why is the moon here? Damn. Wow. The Three of Swords came out. That's the Three of Swords right there. Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is a card of extreme heartache. It can also be heart disease. It can also be illness of some sort. Finding out that someone is sick. Okay? This person has a 10 of Pentacles involved. A legacy. Okay? There's about to be a wheel that's going to lead to a fool. In this right here, I have seen this fool represent death and the beginning of life on the other side. There's something that's going to happen that's going to cause a new beginning for somebody who has a huge heartache and a lot to lose. They stand to lose all 10 pentacles, and they're in the moon energy. So now I have a lot to look at here. All right, let me shuffle too. I already shuffled them before. Why is the Three of Swords here? Well, we know why it's here. Why is the Ten of Pentacles here? We know that's a sickness of some sort or some kind of hurt. Why is the Ten of Pentacles showing up here? Whoever this is could be stealing more than just your medicine. They could be stealing everything. Why is the 10 Pentacles here for the moon? Something tells me it's like a 7 of Swords or something. The Ace of Wands. Oh, he's the Emperor. The Emperor is the one who's sick. The Page of Swords, the Star, and the Two of Pentacles. So, the reason why the Ten of Pentacles is here is because of an Ace of Wands, which is represented by a spider. A spider. So there's an emperor who I think is angry. I think he's angry because he realizes that he has this idea. He's thinking. He may even have a way of watching. He may have cameras up watching for people to come in and take medication out of his, he might be the one that's sick. Somehow he has a way of watching and knowing. And there's hope that he can get his money stabilized. So he is hoping that he can get his money stabilized. Something's happened to his money. Why is the Three of Swords here? Maybe I don't know what that represents. Why is the Three of Swords here for this moon energy? We now have an Emperor and Empress from two different decks. So these are people who are older, more mature, but they don't necessarily come from the same family. They're not a match for each other. They could be, but they're just not. The Sun and Strength. Damn! So this Three of Swords is the Sun and Strength. You remember joy and courage? Somebody got hurt, but this made this person happy. Maybe the fact that they died caused them to end up with an inheritance. Somebody got hurt and it brought strength to this emperor and they're happy about it. Why is the wheel here? Whew, that's a lot of cards. Because of the Ace of Swords in reverse, the Seven of Swords, y'all, this is not going to be a good wheel. Temperance in reverse, the Four of Cups upright, and the Two of Cups in reverse. Because this is where everything has gone wrong here. Anything that was done wrong here, the universe is saying, you're not getting away with this. You're not getting away with lying and conniving and stealing and thinking just because you lose your patience and you don't love this person that they're going to have some kind of breakup with somebody because of lying and manipulating and being conniving. This is nasty, nasty energy. And they've lost their patience. They're not giving this person any more love. They're not taking any more of their love. And this relationship is over. The Two of Cups. So he's down here trying to keep his money together. But there's a wheel coming that's going to end a relationship. And why are you not using your intuition down here? There's a lot of cards coming out. I'm not taking that many cards. Why are you not using your intuition? It said you'll take what the hell I give you. Because of the Four of Wands, the Knight of Cups, both in reverse, and the King of Swords. Because somebody's fixing to say, you know what? I'm done with your ass. I'm done with your ass. And you don't see it coming. This wheel is bringing a breakup between people and they do not see it coming. And why is the Empress up here? She's doing good. Why is the Empress up here? There we go. Because the Three of Pentacles is in reverse. So the Three of Pentacles is when you work together. She's like, I'm not working with any of y'all. I don't want shit to do with y'all. And why is Justice in reverse? Because of the Hangman in reverse, the Page of Pentacles in reverse, the King of Pentacles upright, and the Five of Swords in reverse. Because there's a King of Pentacles, okay? The Injustice is a King of Pentacles who will not see things from the right perspective. And they have this idea that they are going to be the king. And that they're not going to have anybody fight them over this. What's the truth? They're in denial. The Moon is here with not using your intuition. There's a King of Wands and a Ten of Wands. So somebody is actually dying, it looks like, or carrying a hell of a burden. There's a King of Wands here, and there's denial about this moon and all the stuff surrounding this moon. This man is in denial, and he has a Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus placement. He's a King of Pentacles. She's not working it out with him. She's not working with him, working for him. She's having nothing to do with this whole shit show. It looks like somebody is maybe dying and they know they're sick, or they have an addiction and it's killing them, or you think it's going to kill them and your intuition is strong enough to know that this person is going to die from it. And the rest of the family is kind of like in denial. This king is carrying a hell of a load. How is he related to the King of Pentacles? How are they? Are they the same person? Just showing me that he's carrying a lot on his back. Who is the King of Pentacles to him? There we go. Justice. That injustice. It's the same person. The Ace of Cups. The Eight of Wands in reverse. The Six of Wands in reverse. And the Eight of Cups in reverse. So, the way he's related is he's the same person. And in order for there to be justice where there's been injustice, he would have to come back to her and say, I want to offer you a cup of love. I want to offer you this love. But he would have to humble himself enough to say, I was wrong. And he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. Yeah, he's not. He's going to pretend like he didn't do anything wrong. He is in denial that he did anything wrong. And see, she knows that. And she wants nothing to do with him. I don't know why I'm picking all the cards up. I'm not finished with the reading. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. We got a complicated family situation going on here. We have someone with an addiction, maybe to sex, maybe to drugs, maybe to both. They were secretly having sex with somebody, maybe too young, because they didn't want to be alone. They just wanted to have sex with somebody. They could have slept with a child. I mean, I'm not sure all of the shit that's going on here. Why is the devil on the bottom of the deck? Because of disappointment and healing. Somebody is disappointed and they need healing. Outcome of their healing. Remember, they couldn't heal because they were still in that situation. Outcome of the healing that they need. I keep getting the same cards. Spirit, can you please help me? Outcome of the healing. Holy Spirit, take over. There we go. The Ten of Swords is here in reverse. The Three of Wands is here, upright. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse. The Three of Cups in reverse. And the Seven of Pentacles. This person's dying. This is the one that's dying. And they're looking back over their life. And they're realizing that they didn't have any friends. That they only had people who were looking for an opportunity to use them. Is what it looks like to me. And they're disappointed with the decisions. That's why the music was saying what it was saying about how disappointed they were with life. Is this person did not have the best of lives. I think they were involved in some very shady things. I think they could have been the one with the addiction. This has been a hard reading. This has been one of the hardest readings I've ever done. I don't even know what the fuck to say. I'm going to just see if I can get some details. Can you show us who you're talking about? And what we might be missing? Somebody is gifted. was some powerful energy. Somebody has brown hair the month of December. Don't listen to others. Bad timing. And look before you leap. Okay? One more time. You have divine protection. Listen to the call. And you're going to have a spiritual awakening as a result of whatever's going on here with distractions, anxiety, and depression. Okay. I got a couple more decks here. Can I have some more details, please, that can show us who we're talking about or to give us the message? Somebody dreams about you. What else? Or you might dream about them. I'm jealous of your success. Remember, she was really successful and winning at life. Somebody had an abortion, fill in the blank, and somebody was kidnapped. Remember, nobody knows you like I do. It's a boy. And make a list of your desires and give the outcomes to Source. You may have done that recently or are being encouraged to. All right, anything else before we close? Something happened in the winter and not now. All right, anything else? Now, in the winter, there was a not now conversation type thing. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. So this person partied. Anything else? Angels are watching over you. I'm hearing one more time. And I'm also hearing somebody could have bought a new car or they're going to. I miss you so bad. And we have dirty secrets in this family. And it's just plain BS. I'm hearing go back to this deck for a moment. Alright, what else? There's a lot of secrets in this family, and I touched on some of them, but nowhere near all of them. Somebody is same sex. Turn it over to your higher power. You have a lot of pride and ego. Love them like you're going to lose them. Somebody had a date night, and you're going to act silly. What else? Pray and meditate. Something happened in September, and fill in the blank. I'm hearing go one more time. I think about you. Somebody was a sex addict. The month of May, my best friend. It's a boy again. There's a song title. Bad vibes, protect yourself. See past the pain. There's a kid factor involved. Somebody plays mind games. And there's mother issues. Somebody could have been into prostitution at one time and been arrested with it's a girl on the bottom of the deck. There could have been 2 boys and a girl in this family. This family had a lot of secrets. There was a lot of stuff. And there was somebody in this family who knew better. They knew there was no hope. The rest of the family was jealous of that person. And they thought that that person was just negative. But they were being realists, not negative. They knew. And there's karma. If it hasn't already happened, there's a wheel coming. If it hadn't already happened, that's going to affect this person. Alright, can you show me how their money's going to be affected when the moon energy is... Somebody's charity and beauty. Alright. What about the high priestess in reverse? The energy to overcome is spell work. So there's been some spell work involved here. You're in your feelings about needing charity and somebody beautiful possibly. Alright. And why is the Empress the energy to pull this together? Because of no luck with odd jobs, alright? And why is the injustice here? Because somebody is on the wrong path. they're not an artist, they have no transportation, and they're comfortable. And why is the devil on the bottom of the deck? Because they're not in the media, their health is bad, they're self-made, they're not doing crafts, and they haven't lost them. There's somebody they're going to lose, but I don't think, somehow there's loss. The media and somebody's health, they're self-made, and they didn't craft something to do with the loss, and they're not motivated to either. Outcome for this person: you're going to explore, and you're not going to network and celebrate a partnership. What should they do instead? You need to be a promoter. And okay, if you do something different and it involves promotion, you're going to make a mistake because it's been decided that they're not settling. Why is that a mistake? Because Spirit said, I want you to activate new gifts and make an investment. Outcome of investment: somebody's voice, being a rescuer, and gay. And something legal in reverse, and managing your money. Outcome of the spell work: the underworld is here. Oh my God. Unhappy. Retail in reverse. You can't take off. Your business is here, and managing your money. So it's like you have to manage your money because your business won't take off and you can't sell it. You're unhappy. And there's been spell work because of this death. It could be the sex, I don't know, but there's spell work being done. And it's affecting your happiness and your ability to maybe sell your business or get a business going. And you're managing your money though. But you're not inspired. I think you need to do an uncrossing spell on the spell work. You need to uncross that spell. If you did the spell work, you didn't do a good job of it, and it's causing you problems. Spirit, if they uncross the spell work, what might be the outcome for them when it comes to their money? There will be a shift when it comes to your comfort. Maybe the outcome if they do an uncrossing spell. Outcome of an uncrossing spell. There it is again. Charity and beauty. The same two cards came out. That was the first two cards out. And managing your money. So uncross the spell. Outcome of your charity and beauty. A surprise. Your soul tribe. And the media. If your outcome of charity and somebody beautiful will be a surprise when it comes to the media and somebody's soul tribe. And a teacher. Why is soul tribe and media in reverse? Because somebody is a rebel. And they won't change. What do we need to do about this rebel? Whoa, that flew out with force. Activate new gifts and stop settling when it comes to not making an investment. You have options. Outcome if you make an investment. You won't change, but your emotions would it won't change the way you feel. Why won't it change the way they feel? Because they have no angelic help when it comes to their voice and not rescuing somebody at home and having options. Somebody understands what I'm talking about. This could be your child that is this rebel, and you need to stop rescuing this person and let them hit rock bottom. But I know it's your child and it's hard. It's very, very hard. I'm going to give us one card. And then we can do Q&A. Spirit, please just give me one card. One card, no bottom of the deck. One card. One card, please. One card, please. That would go perfectly with this reading. This has been a very different reading. I'm not going to pretend to understand it all. There's two cards there. Spirit, what do I do? Damn it. Alright, either you want to hear it or you don't. If you don't, go take a smoke break or whatever. Somebody needs to hear this message. And that's why I'm here. What do you feel? There are many opinions around you. Some are helpful and others are distracting you from your truth. Although it can be helpful to hear the thoughts of others, when it all comes down to it, you will have to come to your own decision. Do you know how unique you are? How your path is your path to be chosen, lived, and created only by you? Someone else cannot become the source of your decision-making power without negative repercussions for both of you in the long run. The oracle comes to you because you have become swept up in thinking things through. You have been thinking about which way to go with a matter of importance, and you have got a bit stuck in the logic of decision-making. Sometimes we have to accept that any path is a path forward, and if it is not the best path, we can change our approach later on if needed. If we are slightly off base with a decision, life will often shift and move to guide us back on track. We don't have to be perfect. In fact, there are rarely ever any perfect choices to be made, just some choices that feel more heart-honoring than others. Sometimes we can only really know in hindsight if we made the best choice possible in that moment. At the time of decision making, we only really have our internal wisdom to rely upon, and that is all that we need. The oracle of what do you feel is telling you there is no need to punish or traumatize yourself with possible choices. Just making a choice will set things in motion. The best way to catalyze the situation you are in and bring about healing change, stimulate your creative juices, and find more inspired, energized, and enjoyable approaches to your life is to just make a choice based on what you feel right now, not based on anyone else's feelings, just yours. So ask yourself, what do I feel right now? And go from there. If you cannot relate to the need to make a choice between two or more clear alternatives, then this oracle brings you this message. You're at a crossroads in your journey, and the choices you make at this time, even simply choosing to do things a little differently without much drama associated with the decision, are powerful triggers for some great magic to enter your life. Take a different approach to something. Be open to that which makes you uncomfortable but could be exciting and interesting. Even small adventures will yield big rewards right now. It matters less that you do the most wonderful thing ever, too much pressure, and more that you simply take an action from your heart. Open up to the creative magic of life and don't worry about how it's all going to work out. The bigger creative flow of life is sorting out all the details, and you are not immune to that plan. In fact, you are a natural part of it. So just spend some time with your own feelings and know that all is going to work out perfectly. Healing process. Close your eyes and relax. Rest your open palms facing upward on your legs. Imagine that you have a ball of light in each hand. If you find it hard to visualize or feel, you may prefer to draw this process in your journal instead. Focus on the ball of light first. What color or colors does it feel like? What feelings, words, symbols, or qualities does it have? How heavy or light is it? How substantial? What do you feel about it? Do you like it? Turn your attention to the second ball of light. Repeat the investigation or exploration that you did for the first. When you're ready, choose one. There is no wrong or right choice, just whatever captures your attention, energy, or heart most in the moment. The other may be there waiting for you later, if it needs to be, or it might be easily released if that most serves your life path and creative journey. You may like to take that chosen ball of light and imagine sending it out into the universe with love. If you have drawn it, you might like to add words, feelings, or colors. When you have finished, simply say, "My choices flow easily from my heart, and I tread my path with certainty and grace, always within the merciful protection of unconditional love, so be it." When you're ready, simply open your eyes and you have completed your healing process. And then we have Trust Yourself, number 31. You are wise. You know how to grow even without knowing how you know. Like the ancient forest, spectacular galaxies, and acorns that become the oak, there is a natural intelligence for growth that is beyond logic and reason. It just happens. At the deepest levels, we are governed by this force that is so palpable it literally shapes the world. At the same time, it is so invisible that sometimes we forget its presence and worry that our minds have to work everything out for life to happen and for us to be all right. We can become unnecessarily anxious about our affairs and how life will unfold. This oracle brings you the message that you are growing. Remember, I told you we're growing. You really are. Don't doubt it, even if you don't see it yet. Remember that so much is happening when the seed is still unbroken in the ground below the earth. It is summoning up all the might and power and force it needs to push above the topsoil and burst out and into the light. It is essential for anything good to happen later on. Yet we don't see any of that. We just have to trust that things will happen when the time is right. You are also being asked to trust in yourself. You know how to grow. Don't overthink things. It won't help. Don't worry so much. You're doing a great job in this game of life. When you trust yourself, you relax and you can heed your own wisdom, insight, and messages much more clearly and easily. The oracle comes with particular guidance. You have a big destiny this lifetime and much to experience. Sometimes you make the error of judging something that is unpleasant as negative or a mistake. It isn't. It's just part of your greater hunger for experience. It doesn't mean you have to have a lot of it. But when you do, don't shame yourself for it. Simply let it be. Maybe it's just fertilizer for your next step on the path. It's all part of your life process, and it's all a sign of growth. This oracle is also telling you not to resist any points of relationships or creative projects. That instability is just okay. This oracle is also telling you not to resist any points of instability in your life. This even applies to your most treasured relationships or creative projects. That instability is just a growing pain because more consciousness, more love, more light wants to infiltrate and pervade all parts of your life. The instability is not a sign of sickness, but of growth. So don't fret. Instead, choose to flow and grow. Healing process. Close your eyes and relax for a moment. Breathe in and out. Let your awareness drift away from worries and day-to-day matters and settle instead on the feeling of warmth inside your body. Then slowly imagine, sense, feel, or perceive that you have an acorn in your hand. You are standing in nature at sunrise as sunrise breaks, flooding the horizon with the color and light. As you hold the acorn up to the light of the rising sun, something magical happens. Out of the acorn, a hologram shines forth. It is the blueprint of this entire being that is yet to be. You see an acorn in the hologram, but you also see a marvelous oak tree. You see the wildlife that will support and be supported by that tree, the ecosystem of which it is part. You see yourself holding the acorn up to the rising sun. You see seasons demarcated as ring of time within the trunk of the tree. You see the passing lives of many people that enjoy the oak tree through its long life. Place the acorn down on the ground as the sun continues to rise. Imagine, if you will, kneeling and touching your forehead lightly to the earth in reverence for the genius of growth. That same genius lives within you. In your own time, open your eyes and go about your day. You have completed your healing process. This has been one of those readings where I have to trust Spirit 100% because I don't understand it, but I do understand it. And I know that Spirit had a message for somebody here today. It wasn't my message, and it doesn't have to be. They're not always going to resonate with each one of us. But just because it doesn't resonate with you now doesn't mean it won't in the future. So if it didn't, just be grateful that it wasn't yours, because it was a hard reading for me to do. What spiritual gifts are operating in this situation right here, Spirit? Somebody's got protection. You're being protected. Whatever's going on, you're being protected. You're finding feathers, somehow work, having a job, and having the Lovers. Maybe a choice. Can you clarify the Lovers? It's about nature and numbers, and also music. So whoever this is, this choice, it's about nature, numbers, and music. Or it could be a lover. And also somebody's work is an important factor of finding feathers, or somehow feathers, and having protection. We have 15, 14, 36, 21, 26, and 25 with 24. Wow. So we have 24, 25, 26, 14, 15, 21, 24, 25, 26, and 36. Woo! All right. Y'all still with me? Everybody still here? Thank you for all the likes. I hope you are sharing the content so it can get out to more people. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. Your subscriptions mean the world to me. It looks like we have a few people waiting for questions. So if you have a list, or if Kailash is still with us. I know it's a little late in India for them because I got started late. So Cheryl, I do appreciate you helping out today so much. I'm going to take a quick break, like 2 minutes. And I'll be right back to answer any questions that might be here. If somebody's left and you want to replace them with somebody who's still waiting, please let me know. And I just wanted to tell you that DG did come back maybe about 2 weeks ago. And I hadn't seen him since, but he did come back. And I was so happy to see him. hope he comes back again. He said he was doing good. I guess he's just been busy. Wait just a minute, Mom. I'm trying to finish my video, and then I'll let you go outside. I already know you want to go play with your kitty cat. Mama's not letting any kitty cats come in our house. I'm so sorry. But we're not having those kitty cats in our house. We've got a bird. Birds and kitty cats don't get along, okay? I know you love all animals and you would love to have one, but I can't let us have one. I'm putting my foot down there. Cosmo is my number one bird. I gotta take care of my baby. Cosmo ain't no kitty cats coming up in here. What we talking about? I thought I saw a booty cat. I did see a booty cat, and there it is. You're my Tweety bird. You're my Tweety bird. Otto has a giraffe laying on the floor. He's like a big baby. I'm doing a video. Can you wait till I finish? And then we'll take the trash out. Okay. All right. Y'all be right back. y'all, I'm back. Sorry about that. Otto decided at the last minute he had to go. Alright. You got a list, Cheryl? What's going on? Alright. Industrial. However you say that. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Can't see well. Go ahead and post your question. You might want to put like at Industrial so that it'll give like a notification to them. Did Kailash leave? Is anybody here but Cheryl? If you're here, let me know you're here, please. Manu, are you here? Somebody's here. Okay. If you're here and your name has been called, please let me know you're here. Somebody's here. Thank you for the likes. If you want me to answer a question and you're here, even if your name's not on the list, if you'll let me know you're here, I'll be happy to answer your question. Okay. Spirit, what message do you have for those who are still here? Maybe that wasn't your message and you want to get one. Show me how you're working in those who are still watching live. Thank you so very much. We have the Death card. We have the Emperor and the Empress in reverse. We have the Hangman and we have Strength. So, there's a transformation happening between a masculine and a feminine here. And they're seeing the situation from a different perspective and it's causing them to have strength. So, there's an Emperor and Empress who just came out together. I don't know who you are, but you're still watching. What's the energy to overcome? You're struggling with something. You're going to have a tower moment. And what's going to pull it together? The Fool came out in reverse with having faith, a fuicus on the bottom of the deck. So we have Scorpio, Aries, Taurus, Pisces, Leo. Leo's Aries, Sagittarius, and Aries again with a fuicus. So let's find out what's going on here with these two right here. What's going on with this Emperor and Empress spirit? Show me how that happened. Show me how that happened with these two. There's something going on with these two. It's either a husband and wife or divine masculine and feminine. Show me how it happened. What happened with these two? May I see, please? Show me why they're in reverse. What happened with these two people? It looks like y'all are trying to work it out, or you're going to work it out. That's a lot of cards. You want to go on a real date. You have a lot of feelings. Sometimes people are very messy. You have good boundaries, and you haven't packed your bags. All right, so you want to go see somebody. I think you want to see each other. And somebody's saying, F your feelings. You have logic for a reason, but you're not feeling that way. It's like, I have so many feelings for this person. And sometimes people are messy, but I have good boundaries and I haven't packed my bags. That's how this has happened, okay? So you were supposed to go see this person. You have a lot of feelings for them, and somebody is messy. And you have good boundaries, and so you haven't packed your bags. All right. Why are people messy? Because of sending a picture and saying, I can't go solo. So it's like you didn't send a picture, or you did, and you told this person. You may have sent a picture saying you wanted to go solo. All right. What's being... Like, I want to go by myself to see this person. And what's being hidden? That you're going to keep that to yourself. So that's why it's in reverse. You want to go see this person. You have a picture of them. And you want to go see them by yourself. You haven't packed your bags yet because of somebody having good boundaries. And being messy. Like, they're messing up your plans of you going to see this person. All right, what's being shown? You're not telling them, but you want to go see this person. That you're agreeing to disagree. So they do know you want to go. They're just saying you can't go. All right, well, what are you going to do? And I'm going to put pack your bag back in the deck. I'm also going to put go solo back in the deck. Alright, what's going to happen next? You're going to do the damn dishes but not keep shit clean. Alright, what else? Whoa, that flew out. You're going to feel like you're not good enough. You're not going to bare your soul. You're not going to stop trying to control everything. And you don't feel like you're beautiful. You don't feel hot, smart, and like you have a great ass. So you have low self-esteem. And you need to check yourself. You're playing with fire. And you're not caring enough. It's like you don't care enough. Alright. Show me what happened here. What happened here, Spirit? Somebody said, they're not for you. You're not getting away from me. You're missing them and somebody's jealous. What's being hidden? That somebody's partying. And what's being shown? That this is true love. And what's going to happen next? You're not going to have a fling. Well, what are you going to have? You're fighting it. But you're going to choose to have a new love. You're not having a fling. You're fighting it. Because you're going to choose a new love. And right now you're focusing on yourself. What's going to happen to this person who's jealous? They're going to be using something to escape. They're the one that's partying, and they're going to be dating. So the person that doesn't want you to be with this true love is dating and escaping. Whew, how dare they? And divine time is a factor. It's not quite time. So, what do I know? Show me what's going to happen here, Spirit. What's going to be the outcome here? You're going to be thinking about that. And you're going to have a lot of nostalgia, memories, good memories. You're thinking about all the good times you've had together. That's what's going to happen. All right, what's being hidden? That somebody's closed off, guarded, and resistant. And what's being shown? That they're forming a structure and a solid foundation. And what's going to happen next? You're not using your intuition. So show us what we're not seeing. That somebody is going to have a lot of past lack and suffering. Why are they having that? Because of confusion and illusion from Neptune and feeling like they're not going to be able to get over this. What's the truth? That there will be karma, balance, and justice. And can you show me what that will look like? It's going to look like you having fears, but moving into your north node. What outcome of moving into your north node? That's their tower. And you're going to stop self-sabotaging and feeling so guilty. Outcome of your tower. A decision to grow this summer. And what happens when you grow this summer? The Ace of Wands is here. There's going to be a passionate new beginning. Somebody's going to be open to receive. They're going to celebrate gifts in abundance. And somebody's spirit guides are not helping with communication. Why are they not helping with communication? Because somebody needs to come out of their comfort zone. So what will happen if there's no communication? There will be deception. Why are you saying deception? Because they're going to have regret of being controlling and having dreams. Outcome of their regret and having dreams and being controlling. Their family, home, and commitment. Why is that here? Because there's a lot of toxicity and they're wearing a facade about their belief. And what will be the outcome of this celebration of gifts and abundance? That's where you're not taking the risk. Why are they not taking a risk? Because they're healing. They're not going to be at a distance anymore or acting distant. They're going to be present and have abundance and gratitude. And they're not going to reject you. So right now they're going through healing. Their spirit guides are not helping with communication because of that. All right. It could be communication with this person that they're maybe having a family with. What's going to be the outcome of that family? There's going to be fate and a divine detour. And can you show me what that'll look like? It's going to look like somebody sighing, no conflicts, no triggers, no disharmony. The truth is going to come out, and they're going to remember and awaken, surrender, purge, and release. What are they awakening to? That somebody is very nurturing and compassionate. Can you show me who that is? It's Divine Feminine, and she's going to have empowerment, the sun, and be strong. And the truth is not being expressed somehow. What is the truth? That something happened in the fall. Show me what happened. Your ancestors were not helping. Why not? Because your higher self was showing you that you needed to have this new love. That's true love. And you've known since last winter that this is what you wanted. So what will be the outcome? Somebody could be pregnant here. You're going to have an epiphany and a breakthrough and a very hot, Mars hot attraction to this person. Can you show me who's so attracted to her? Somebody who loves themselves, and it's not the time. It's not the right time. Who is it? They're being transformed when it comes to being rejected. They're releasing, surrendering, and purging. Can you show me who it is? They're coming out of a dark night of the soul. There's going to be a contract, career, and commitment. We know who it is. Anything else? There's a lot of chemistry here. And there's an end coming to a cycle. Outcome of that cycle ending. That's when you're going to have the contract, career, or commitment with Divine Masculine. So it looks like there's a little bit more healing that needs to happen here. It's not quite time for this. I'm going to get timing and I'm going to find out when it will be time. But there will be a reunion between these two people. justice is going to be served. And it's going to be because this person has been so confused because they've been so hurt. And there's been a lot of that in and out shit because somebody is jealous and forbidding this person to be with you. And they're also somebody who is a drunk or an addict of some sort. They have some kind of addiction. One of them does. And I think it's the third person, not the divine masculine. He's coming out upright, and so are you. You're in reverse here, but that's what's being transformed. You're seeing your relationship from a different perspective and how strong the two of you can be together. And you're going to have a tower moment, and it's showing you that it's not time for you to take a risk for some reason. But that's good, that you're not going to, you're having to have faith that this will happen soon. You just don't know when, but it's not time to take this leap of faith. So let's find out what's going on. Why is death, the emperor, the empress, the hangman, and the strength here? Because of the Nine of Pentacles and the Fool. So the Fool is the reason why this is here. You're not single. You can't take a risk because you're not single. You need your independence before you can take a risk on this relationship. And you're healing right now. All right, why is the Tower here? Because this is going to be something tough. A nightmare situation with sorrow, regret, and remorse. Can you clarify that for me? It has to do with all those memories, thinking about all those memories. Why is that regret? Because of your fear. You felt helpless, trapped, in a prison of your own mind, like you couldn't make a move. So what are you going to do? The truth is going to come out about how long this person has been waiting for this. And what's the truth? The Ace of Pentacles, the Page of Wands in reverse, and the Three of Swords. That this person has been trying to offer you the world. Maybe even wants to marry you. See the diamond? This person has been literally offering you everything they have. They're beautiful. They take care of themselves. They could have brown hair. They have beautiful makeup, beautiful skin. They could have their nails done, red, fingernail, somehow, it doesn't have to be, but they take care of themselves. And this person has been kept waiting. That's the truth, is that they've made you an offer, a big offer, a solid offer of something new. A steady union with gifts. New great love is awaiting you. And there was an argument. The two of you may have gotten in a fight because you kept them waiting so long. And there was heartache. There's been heartache, argument about it. The offer's still here. So why is the Fool in reverse? Because of the Hermit. Virgo is here. There's somebody who is in solitude, searching their soul about this whole situation. What are they searching about? That healing, the Four of Swords, a Queen of Pentacles who's in reverse, and a Two of Swords. So there's a Virgo. Why is the Virgo in reverse? What's the T? And the Ten of Swords. So this person could be sick. This person could be dying. And somebody's in denial about that. Why is the T here? Oh, because the police got involved and they ran. So they're running from the law. This person is running from the law? They are hiding from the law and falling apart. What else? Parenting is an issue. And somebody's getting a room. What's going to be the outcome? There could be a baby involved here. Somebody's going to be watching shit go down and enjoying the gossip when it comes to somebody keeping a promise. And what's the promise they're keeping? That they're going to defend you, not kick you to the curb, and that they're attracted to you like a moth to a flame. What's the truth? That this is a fake friend, they're lying, and they're going to argue and put you in your place because they need anger management. Outcome of the argument. They're going to say, you're outdated and I'm depressed. Or you're outdated and depressed. You're depressed because our relationship is over. And somebody's been venting about you writing it out and somebody being busy. What's going to be the outcome of this bullshit? This is bullshit. Somebody's sick. Okay, so there we have the sickness. And somebody's a bugaboo. Outcome of being sick. You're getting a divorce. You're ending your family. Look, somebody's even hired a private investigator to watch you. You're getting a divorce and you're leaving your family. All right, let's put the T over here. What's the T over here? That it's the same shit in a different day. You're a happiness hater and you're going to be rejected. Outcome of the other situation. They don't hold a grudge and they're making moves in silence. What are they moving towards? Photo proof? Why don't they have photo proof? Because they're digging dirt. They hit the jackpot. There's going to be a girl fight and they're digging dirt. But they can't clean this up. Outcome of this. Oh, that flew out. Somebody's wasting time. Why are they wasting time? Because of being an obsessive lover. I think because they have an obsessive lover. They're wasting time on an obsessive lover. They have fake accounts. They're running from the law. Oh my God, y'all. This is, whew. No wonder you were waiting. Yeah, this is bad news in tennis shoes. And you need to get rid of this person. And stop lying to them and telling them that you got their back and you're not going to kick them to the curb. When you know good and well you're going to kick them to the curb. You're probably getting called a law to come and get them. I mean, that's the easiest way to get rid of them. They're already running from them. But it looks like instead of doing that you're going to leave. You're going to get away from them. Because they are trouble. Alright, so that's what you're soul searching about. What's going to be the outcome of your soul searching when it comes to... Somebody's going to come in real fast and tell a lie. Outcome of doing that. Use your intuition when it comes to taming your hunger. Why can't you tame your hunger? Because you're coming up with a strategy. What's your strategy? The Knight of Pentacles is here. It's not the right time right now, but you wish it was. It's not the right time. Okay, so we got to find out, why is it not the right time? Because of a date? And that person having them boundaries. Why is the Queen of Swords in reverse? Because she got left out in the cold. She's going to be left out. So you have a date already set to get away from her is what it looks like to me. Outcome of that date. You're manifesting the end of this relationship. Yeah. You just have to wait till the right time. I see what you're doing. You're waiting for the perfect time. So we need to find out when that's going to be. When is the perfect time? This person already has this time pegged down. They know exactly when to make their move. When are they going to make their move? In August? Not within a month. and not on a hot day. So in August, but not within a month. So that's your answer. In August, this person is planning on getting out of this relationship because they're in a relationship with somebody who is bad news. They're in trouble with the law and all kinds of stuff. And this has hurt you because you've been having to wait for this person. They're about to have a tower moment, though. And that tower is not going to be pleasant. Alright, let me get you some guidance and then we'll close yours. Alright, let's look at your money. How is their money going to be affected, Spirit? This divine masculine and feminine. Somebody's an entertainer. Alright, why are you telling us that? Because this entertainer is going to have a gift somehow. A gift is involved. Anything else? You're going to go to the next level and you're not planning it. You're going to have some growth. If you're an entertainer, you have a gift, you're going to the next level and you're going to have growth. Okay? Alright, now let's get some guidance. Guidance, please. The Ringmaster of Scrutiny and the Dreamwalker. Before I read that, let's see what this deck says. What would you say out of here about this divine masculine and feminine? Somebody's not practicing self-care and they're not going to apologize. Why are you telling us that? Because of passion. What do you mean passion? Sometimes that can be anger. I got some turned over here. Because this person is interfering and there's chemistry. Why are you telling us they're interfering in chemistry? Because those are the boundaries. This person's not having sex with that person. So what are they waiting for? There's an addiction. They want abundance. They haven't made a decision to have time apart or retreat. What are they waiting for? Balance, okay? Is that gonna happen? Are they gonna get balance? There will be obstacles. Outcome of the obstacles. You're gonna master a spiritual lesson about stability. And then what will happen? You're protected. What else? You'll come out of denial. What are you in denial about? Put away the computer. It's fate. Somebody has an obsession. And there's a friendship. Outcome of this obsession. If there's a past life love, you're going slow and it's your twin flame. And you're longing for this person. Okay, now, Ringmaster Scrutiny, number 9, came out in reverse, and then we have number 8. So we have a backwards progression. We have the Dreamwalker upright, and the Ringmaster of Scrutiny in reverse. When the Ringmaster of Scrutiny appears as your challenger, he warns you to observe your situation with discernment and clarity. It's time to see the flaws in the foundations you and others have built under you. It also seems that you may be getting caught up in the details of your dream, when really it's time to leave them to the divine. Perhaps you're worrying about the past and the future too much, forgetting that the dream is created in the now. Ringmaster of Scrutiny also brings a warning to read the fine print and watch for hidden agendas when you're involved with others. Don't worry, whatever your current challenge, things can be resolved as soon as you cultivate detachment and trust that the details will be taken care of once you turn them over to the divine. The universe has an uncanny way of self-correcting when you get out of your own way. And I think what you're worried about is your abundance, because you have to get away from this person with this addiction. And they might try to take all your money. You're having to be careful. All right, Dreamwalker. When the Dreamwalker is your ally, dreams really can and do come true. Still, there are two kinds, those of the small self and those of the divine spirit. Those of the divine spirit has a dream for you that is yours alone. And all you need to do is ask and it will unfold like magic. You also play an important and unique part in the divine dreaming of the world. When you ask, is this the dream for me? That serves the greater dream. The most beautiful version of your life serves the highest good for others too. Just the act of asking will immediately provide the answer. The dream walker is beside you to help you move effortlessly through the illusions, observing the truth and celebrating the waking dream of your life that results. Beautiful, guys. Beautiful. All right, Spirit. Who are you talking to? May I see, please? We have Virgo. We have Neptune. We have number 6. N, E, D, P, N again. So D, E, N, N, C, Z, P, Neptune, Scorpio, and number 6. Aries, number 6 again. No, wait. Number 5, my bad. V, J, E, G, H, C, I, the moon. V, J, G, E, C, A, I, the moon. And Aries with number 5. L, W, Neptune, M, Q, H, I, Capricorn, A, number 7. Neptune is involved right now and confusing some people. You need to get clarity before you make any moves. One more time. This is it. Last roll. Make it a good one. We have Venus, number 12, A, T, H, L, Q, J, P, Gemini, and Cancer. All right. I can't pick it up. All right, Spirit, can I have some trinkets, please? I love doing the trinkets. Trinkets, please, for this twin flame reading. I have... Always remember you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and loved more than you know. I have a cross with Jesus on it. I have an elephant. I have a padlock. Something's locked. I have perhaps love. I've got the key, the skeleton key to the lock. I have a yellow birthstone. I can't think of what it's called. October, I think. Birthstone. It's yellow. I have a skull. A bird. Oh, I have a bird. And I have a horseshoe with a ladybug. Anything out of this bowl, Spirit? Oh, I got a lot. I have a very big key. Another key. You might need 2 keys. I have a horse. Somehow horses are significant. I have a bear. I have a piece of black tourmaline for that protection. There's the angel. 2 pieces of smoky quartz. Live your dream. a very old infinity sign. You might come from old money. And then I have romance could divert your attention away from money matters today. All right, I guess that's going to be a wrap. Is there anybody wanting me to answer a question? All right, you guys have a wonderful rest of your Saturday, and I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be doing all of the signs again. It's time to do the signs again, and I'll be doing all the signs. So make sure you join me, and if there's somebody out there who wouldn't mind helping me with timestamps, I would appreciate it so much. You guys have a blessed rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Love you. Bye.